Alright, I've let it dry overnight. I came back in and I put another stitch line on here just for looks, because I thought the 3 stitch lines looked better than 2, and I'm building it, so my opinion counts. It's dry. My weapon slides in it good. You're not going to shake it out. It's a little tight, but I build everything tight so that it breaks in. From this point, we're going to build our loops and attach them. There's the back side if anybody's interested. See these little fuzzies right here? I have a really technical way of getting rid of those. Old Chinese secret, a cigarette lighter or barbecue lighter, whatever kind of lighter you got. Anyway, I'm gonna get some strap material out here and we're gonna cut some loops and see if we can't get this thing finished up. Okay, this is a where's the camera? There it is. This is my loop template that I use. If you're not familiar with this, this is a strap cutter. It's just a handle, 2 pieces of wood. There's a razor blade down in there, and you have your measurement markings here, and it adjustment screw there. So we are gonna set our strap cutter at 7/8 of an inch. Tighten that back up. Alright, the way this works, this simple little tool, you slide your leather in this opening here. We're just going to slide our leather in there, and that razor blade, you hold it up tight, and that razor blade is in there, and it cuts a perfect strap, a perfect cut every time. I'm going to go ahead and cut this whole piece here up. I cut my belts, my rifle slings, any kind of strap good, horse reins. I cut all kinds of stuff with this thing. It's a good little tool to have around the shop. Okay, done with that. Oh, I got 2 sets extras. Those will be handy. Alright. I'll take my template, lay it up here. I have a long one of these and a short one. And depending on how thick the material is, I actually need the short one for this holster. Check, make sure. gonna use the short one. Glad y'all caught that. That was sure fixing to cut some long ones. Alright, we got them laid out. It's called a head knife, a round knife. I have a trash can right here. I'm not just throwing stuff on the floor. I had a guy ask me that the other day. Of course, a lot of stuff, it is a leather shop, a lot of stuff does wind up on the floor. Okay, we have that cut out. Y'all have seen this before. This is my stitch groover. Most of this stuff I just eyeball. What looks good to me is what I go with. We get these set up, everything laid out, and then I'll dye them, and I have to let the dye dry. We're using a number 4 hole punch, or 5/32. That back up. Now I am sweeping it off on the floor, because I got to vacuum here in a little bit anyway. We'll take our number 2 beveler. We'll clean the garbage out of it. believe it or not, this is my favorite part of making these holsters. Is I like building these little straps. I'll come in here late at night or something and just be bored, and I'll sit down and make a whole bunch of these little straps, but I use them for everything. If you're going to get into leather work, a little bit of advice: buy good leather. If you go Tandy, I buy a lot of stuff at Tandy, I'm not gonna lie, and I buy a lot of my leather at Tandy, but buy the good leather. Don't buy the economy stuff or the mid-range stuff. Go on, spend a little more money, buy the good leather. Your dyes will take better, be more consistent. Your cuts will be a lot easier to make. It just makes for a cleaner project. I have a bunch of these poster board scraps and stuff from patterns. I cut them up and use them for this. Let's go with this one. I'm gonna dye these up. Dye these up, let the dye dry, and then I'll put the snaps on them. There's no need in y'all watching me dye this stuff, so I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, they're not completely dry yet, but I went ahead and sewed them. This is my punch set. It's got a little anvil with some divots in it, and this is the setter. Get my trusty thread tool here. Put your backside through the hole there. Put your male into the socket. Well, you have to hold this straight up and down for it to work right. Set it in there till you can't spin it. There's your mill end. Flip your anvil over where your dish out parts are pointed up. Put your rounded end in there. Your I don't know what to call it. Your button part. Sit it in there. Put your female socket on there. Once again, straight up and down. Set it till it doesn't turn. That one is off just a hair, but it'll be fine. There is our loop. I like to do them before they're completely dry. That way I can close them up like that and let them dry closed up. That way I don't have to fight them to get them to lay together right. Anyway, I'm going to do this other one, and I'll bring y'all back when we go to put them on the holster. Alright, our loops are done. They're going to go on here just like this. Hold that there, and I'll mark it so I know where to put my glue. Same thing on this side. Same thing as always, put some contact cement on both pieces. I added some lighting and moved my camera down a little bit from the other videos. A recommendation of my buddy Smash. So I hope that helps. I'm going to let this tack up a little bit, or tack off actually, and then we'll stick them on there, let them dry real good, and then we'll sew them. And I'll bring y'all back at that point. Alright, y'all. We're a little closer. Our straps are sewed on. That's what it's going to look like, basically. Still got to do the edges. Going to do the edge coat and seal it, and that'll be the last video. I'm going to end this video here. So y'all look out for, this will be part 5, so part 6 is coming too.